Alright guys, this here's a video seen a guy on YouTube's trying to figure out demolition missions is having issues with the dreaded 99 Taurus, and newer Tauruses keep breaking the shifter cable. This here is a 99. So let's look here. Right there's the bracket. It looks like it bolts to the back of the tranny, and then it goes up. And right there's where it connects and shifts, and right here is the clip he's talking about that keeps breaking. And all that is a little clip, and I see it was breaking right in there. Now that's off of a, I don't know if that's the overhead or not. If I know the ones he's running, he has both styles. This is actually the Duratec 24 valves. This is just the older style. Like he has the newer style. I think it's like 2000. Now this here is a 3.0, and it's the same setup, same cable, same setup. And this is actually an 05 Taurus. Same with an 01. So I think all these cables are the same. Go up here. It's one nice thing about working in a junkyard. You can get free parts, but free or cheap parts, I should say. Right here is this bracket. Now, what I would do here, it's got 3 bolts. You got 2 in the back, 1 here. I would use this plate. I'd cut it flat right here. Make a piece of steel in a bracket and have it extended back, and you have to cut it so it ain't hit your strut tower back here. Make a flat piece of steel with a couple gussets behind it. And then all I would do is change that out, because as you can tell, that's just bolted, and it's got a little, one of them little clips. I'd put a bolt down through there and maybe put a little tack weld on it so it don't come out, and then use some kind of cable shifter like I mentioned on the comment. Crown Vic shifter cable works good, or maybe even just get an aftermarket and make your own little bracket. I mean, you could use, like I said, cut that off, put a flat piece here back to about here, see how far back you need it with your cable, and then just weld a bracket to it, and then bolt it to that bracket, bolt it here, and then just take it inside the car and make something, because otherwise these always bust here. And like I said, I looked, and he was wondering earlier, was it 99 the same as a 2000, or was it different going from a 3L overhead valve to a 3L dual overhead cam? And they're the same. They run the same things. So that's what I would do. I mean, I just wanted to make a video trying to help anybody out that's running a Taurus, because I mean, you can see here this pulled a little bit and it's almost up out already. Them cables are really weak. I mean, even if you could rig another cable, you know, I mean, it would work well. Like I said, I'd try an aftermarket. I think that's going to work best. And if there's any more out or not. Go up and take a look at some more quick. We've got a whole row of cars here. Here's an 03. This is also the overhead cam. I think that's what he has in the Taurus wagon. And it's the same bracket and setup. Same cable, same everything. So let's check something out quick too. That's a column. You want to know about a floor shifter. Let's see if we can find a floor shifter, maybe out of a Sable or something, see what that looks like. What's this one? Here's an 06. That's a floor shifter. So this is a floor shifter. This is a 2006, and it runs the same cable. So if I were you, I'd get away from these cables, because they break really easy. I wouldn't even try it. And that is a floor shifter. You can see it right there in the car. Radiator's against it, but so they are the same. Floor or column runs the same. Might be a little bit longer, but a tad bit longer being a floor shifter, but it's definitely the same cable. Now we're into the Cavaliers, so I don't know, the only thing I would do, like I said, I'd make a bracket, make my own. I would go get like an aftermarket cable on eBay, or like I said, I've been running a Crown Vic cable And that would actually, it's kind of the same setup actually. I think it might even bolt in here. So that's another idea. Maybe get a Crown Vic cable with the bracket, and then you could even, if it won't fit in here, you can still cut it off here, straight across, make it flat, flush with this here. I'd cut it flush, and just put a bracket on and weld some, you know, even if you took and drilled a hole, put another piece of metal in here, bend it up, and weld it to that to strengthen it. That would work. But that's what I would do. That's my opinion. I mean, that's the only way around I see it, because other than that, I mean, unless you get another cable and get the bracket and somehow, you know, weld it to this, that's the only way you're gonna ever eliminate this. But this cable here is junk. I wouldn't even use them. But anybody has any Tauruses, sables, this is just a video to help everybody out so they aren't stuck. You know, a lot of people don't like. Nice thing about a junkyard is you have a bunch of cars to look at and a bunch of motors to look at, so you can learn a lot more stuff and you can switch more parts that a lot of people don't have access to. So I mean, I'm pretty sure that clip, and this is 99, that clip looks like identical to a Crown Vic, which 98 to 02 Crown Vic Mercury town car. The Continentals, I think them were front wheel drives. I don't think they made them. They might have, I don't know, don't take me on that. But them will work too, so maybe just try, get one of them cables, get all the brackets with it, and then just lob the bottom of the bracket off and make sure you take the cable out so it doesn't melt the cable, and then weld that bracket where you need it. You know, mark it and weld it, and just do it that way, and then you can literally make your own shifters up, no problem, and you don't have no more cable problems. Because I know he tried to push pull, that didn't work either. So every time he got hit, it would knock it in gear. So if he's gonna stick with cable, I'd just try and find something with a heavier cable that's Ford related, that'll at least be close to it. But in my opinion, what I would do, that's a pretty decent bracket on there. I would just weld a piece of steel onto it, make sure it's welded real good, and then I would just make my own shifter out of that. I would bring it in the car, and then even if you go to use like a jack handle or whatever, something, even an old shifter you can hook it to, do it that way. I think the one I have, all I did was put a bolt through it, and I used the jack handle and made it, and drilled a hole through the jack handle, and then made it swivel. Well, not swivel, but made a hole through it, that way it would move, and put washers in between it, and it works really well. And that's on the cable's off of a Lincoln, and 98 to 02 Lincoln, and I think even on up will work too. I think even up in like 06 Lincolns and stuff like that, whenever they quit making them, I think in 10s, when the Vics, I think they quit making them in 10, but I'd definitely try that. I think that would help out on anybody that's running a Taurus or a Sable. The floor shifter will still work. I mean, you could even use that, but everything's plastic, nothing's metal, and then you have problems with plastic breaking. So just wanted to make a video. That's my opinion. That's what I would do if I had one. I would make a shifter, that way everybody could see, but I don't run them. I run big cars. So but I just want to make a video trying to help somebody out. So all right guys, any questions, comment, let me know.